The Denver Broncos must fix this big problem on offense. So we saw multiple instances in the Denver Broncos' loss on Sunday versus the Washington Commanders of the team having very poor communication on offense. And the Denver Broncos had to burn all three of their timeouts in that game in the first half. I believe it was before 5 minutes in the second quarter. So when you need those timeouts, in a potential 2 minute situation where Washington went all the way downfield and burned the clock down and then kicked the field goal heading into halftime, that would have been a situation where having your timeouts would have been very, very advantageous for the Denver Broncos. And the main reason for these communication errors was some long-winded play calls in this new offense, according to Sean Payton. And at the end of the day, the communication process between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson has to get better. This is what Sean Payton told Mike Kliss of 9 News. The first thing we have to do is reduce the verbiage. And if we have longer play calls, then we can easily get to a wristband, but we have to reduce the variables. And I just finished saying this at the team meeting. If we're offensively and defensively having trouble breaking the huddle and getting lined up, then we've got to look at, do we have too much in? And then how do we reduce the verbiage at the line of scrimmage or in the huddle, quite frankly, because it goes from me to the quarterback to the offense, and then here we go. So that's going to improve. How we do it can vary. One is reduce the verbiage. The other is get to the line of scrimmage spontaneously. The other is wristband certain plays that are longer called. The Denver Broncos are going to have some very long-winded play calls in this Sean Payton offense. Let me give you an example of one of Sean Payton's actual play calls. All right, Russ, let's go green left twins, Z short tight, fast 37 buster nudge, Y fluty sting X spear, kill 53 tight left on yellow. So, with all of that right there, the Denver Broncos are going to have to communicate that entire bit of information to Russell Wilson. Then he's got to parrot that back to the rest of the offense. And you can see where it took me about 10 seconds to spit out that play call. It's going to take another 10 seconds for Russell Wilson to spit the play call out to the offensive line. Then you've got to get up to the line of scrimmage, and since we're going on yellow here, the Denver Broncos are going to have a dummy snap count. So you'll hear Russ go up to the line of scrimmage, ready, yellow 80, yellow 80. He's trying to get the defense to declare what they're doing. It's a dummy snap count or a dummy cadence. Then he's got to make adjustments based on that. So you'll hear him sometimes go, hey, kill, 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 kill. He's changing from the first play in the play call to the second play. So you hear the kill in that long-winded play call that I had. That's going from play number 1 to play number 2. And generally, play number 2 is going to have a lot less words in it than play number 1 is. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes both plays just are extremely long-winded. Then you've got to identify the Mike linebacker to set the protection. That's when you'll hear the quarterback or sometimes the center. We have the center Lloyd Cushenberry do it in this offense. Go, hey, Mike's 54, Mike's 47, Mike's 49, Mike's 5. They've got to slide the protection and direct where everybody is going to block. Then you've actually got to get up and do your real cadence. Ready, green 80, green 80 set. And that is your real cadence to snap the ball. By that point, you've taken a crap ton of time off the clock. That's why the Denver Broncos are struggling with operational errors. Now, with Nathaniel Hackett's offense, the Denver Broncos struggled with that right out of the gate, and it took way too long for the team to finally switch to a wristband to deal with some of these long-winded play calls. I remember Aaron Rodgers talked about it with this same offense, and that's why he switched to a wristband after many, many years of not doing so in Green Bay. And with Russell Wilson last year, there were reports that he was hesitant to use a wristband during his tenure in Seattle, that Pete Carroll said that he didn't want to use a wristband for whatever given reason. I personally feel like that was an overblown situation by Pete Carroll. Russell Wilson has been very receptive to the wristband ever since midway through last season, and they didn't use the wristband during training camp, but now that we're in season and we need to put some of these longer-winded play calls on the wristband, that's why we'll end up using it. We're not going to use the wristband on every single play, but we're going to use it for some of these longer-winded plays, and we just need the overall execution and efficiency to get better. We need to shorten the play call verbiage, just like Sean Payton said, but we also need to have some more urgency, getting out of the huddle, getting to the line of scrimmage, going through checks, all that stuff. I mean, this is an offense that puts a lot on the quarterback, and Russ needs to have that internal clock in his head as well. But also, Sean Payton says that this starts with him and making sure that we don't have to deal with some of these long-winded play calls that cause these communication errors. So that's the root of these issues for the Denver Broncos, and I'm very confident that it's going to get fixed very urgently, unlike Nathaniel Hackett, where it never got fixed, or at least it didn't get fixed until midway through the season. And even then, we still had issues with getting out of the huddle and getting the play call in on time and all that kind of stuff. So that's what the Denver Broncos need to focus on in this next couple of weeks in preparation for the game against Miami and against Chicago, where we really, really need to show better performances than we have. I don't think we're going to beat Miami, but we do have a chance to beat Chicago. And the Denver Broncos simply cannot afford to shoot themselves in the foot throughout the course of these next two games. All right, guys, how do you feel about the Denver Broncos' offensive execution and operation? And do you feel like the team is going to be able to improve that over the course of the next couple of weeks? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. And according to the YouTube algorithm, just 20% of you guys who watch my content are subscribed to the channel, so I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe. It's a free and easy way to show your support, helps tell the algorithm to push us out, and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.